Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. This is Lugnus Monster, and today we're going to be starting up a new Diorama series. So if you guys didn't know what this was on the channel, I am doing the Diorama series where basically I will build a different sort of like scene or location from a Star Wars movie and incorporate a Black Series figure somehow into that. So today I'm doing the Emperor's Throne Room, all based around, of course, Emperor and his throne here, Black Series figure. I actually already did one of these on the channel before. I'll pin in the card right now. I was planning on doing like an Imperial hallway. I just thought that was really cool, but it just didn't work out. I got like halfway through it, and then I just ruined it. It got ruined, and I did not want to have to like restart everything. So I just kind of scrapped the series, but I am bringing it back now, and we're going to be trying to build Emperor's Throne Room. If there are any other dioramas on the channel that you do want to see, comment down below, and I might actually make it. Anyway, I don't know why I didn't film this, but I I actually did the first thing I did was I did a bunch of measuring. I had to figure out how to build this to scale for the actual Emperor's Throne Room, like compared to the chair and everything. So first thing I did was I looked at a bunch of photos, and according to these photos I will throw up on right now, I did some measuring, and it looks like the top of his chair comes to just under the like center of that circle. And I basically did some measurements on my piece of foam board that I will be actually making this giant window on as foam board, and I pretty much found out that it's about 6 inches from the center of that circle to the bottom of the circle, or just to make it easier, it's 12 inches from one side of the circle to the other side. And yeah, so after I got my measurements, I went on to just to Google, and I found a image that I thought would work pretty well for the actual window itself. Now this next step isn't completely necessary at all, but what I did is I actually just put this image into a Cricut machine and then cut out like the different black spots and just got the frame of the window. And this definitely is not necessary at all. It's just I think it's easier to cut out that way. You can always freehand it on a piece of paper, but it's going to be not near as precise, and it's not going to get cut out near as well. So like I said before, I actually just cut this guy out on a Cricut machine, and it came out pretty well. So I'm just actually going to be using this piece as a stencil to pretty much just like draw it out on the piece of foam. And the next step I did, I just removed all of the like cutout pieces from the stencil that I'm using, and that'll allow me to sketch it onto the piece of paper here in a second. So now that I got my stencil, I literally just placed it over the piece of foam, and I started drawing around the edges of the foam so I can get that actual lines on the piece of foam so I know where to cut out. And like I said, you don't actually have to cut this out. You can always freehand it onto the foam itself or use like rulers or whatever. But like I said, this makes it a lot easier and get some precise measurements. And then of course the next step I did is I cut it out. So of course what you do is you just trace over the lines from the pencil that you just traced out. It's just pretty easy. You just cut it out like that. And I would definitely suggest using a like an X-Acto knife or a box cutter or something. Anything that'll allow you to get some precise cuts. Like scissors are not going to do it because it's just a weird way to cut that with scissors. So I definitely use a box cutter or a X-Acto knife to do that. Even honestly a pocket knife or something like that, which I highly suggest you don't use, but that would still be better than scissors. But again, don't use a pocket knife because that would just be stupid. So we do have it all cut out, and one thing I did notice here is there's a lot of like different like flaky stuff all on the inside of here that was just weird. I tried sanding it down and it just didn't come off. So what I did is I taped the inside actually. So you can see the yellow tape there. It's pretty much impossible to see from like front on. But if you flip it over, you can actually see I folded it over on the back side. That's how it's pretty much going to stick on. And it covers up all those little flaky stuff. I don't know how well the paint's going to attach to that, but yeah, so I did use yellow there. I am going to use white, like electrical tape for the rest of it though. And hopefully it goes over pretty well, but who knows. So I lied, this silver tape is just, I don't know, I say silver, this white tape is just awful, it does not stick. So I'd say using like, I'd say use like a yellow like duct tape is what this kind of like material is. Use that, that is so much better, it'll actually stick to the foam where the electrical tape does not. So I'd say use like duct tape that's thinner like this, that'll be a lot better. that is actually going to do it for this week's vlog. I did not finish taping up the actual lines yet. And if you guys did miss why I was actually doing that, you could probably see it from here, but there's like a, I don't want to call it like flaky stuff, but like parts from like the cut where it got like lifted up a little bit. That's all over this, and that's my fault for using a razor blade and stuff like that. That's what's gonna happen whenever you do that. That's just a way. That's just what happens when you use razor blades like that. So I did tape it up to kind of cover that up, and it'll look so much better when it paints. Because if I don't do that, then you'll just start seeing those flakes come up through the paint and might even peel up some of the paint too. So that's why I did that, kind of covered that up a little bit, and I think it looks pretty good from like straight on. You can barely see the tape, which is really really good. Um, so yeah, next week, like I said, we're probably gonna do a platform because like this is where the chair sits there. The chair should be up here for it to be even. So we are going to get a little bit of a platform right there. Of course, we are going to finish taping it up, but then we'll probably start working on like a backdrop too, because behind, of course, there is going to be space. So we'll get like a backdrop behind that. And then what I'm also thinking is I'll throw up a photo right now. You see like the windows that go around this center circle? There are windows there, so I might start working on the windows that'll go like around this. So I think that'll be really cool. Anyway, make sure you do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the rest of this series. And yeah, I'll probably be releasing an episode of this like once a week. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.